We seem to be getting more clarity now from the trial of Chris Carbert and Anthony Olienick, otherwise known as the Coutts 2. BCN's Landon Hickok is at the Lethbridge courthouse once again. And Landon, it's becoming apparent what the intentions of the accused actually were?
Thanks, Hal. You know, with how hot and balmy it is this week, it wasn't really that bad staying in a nice air-conditioned courthouse as we continued going through evidence throughout the trial of Anthony Olienick and Chris Carbert here at the Lethbridge courthouse. Now, the court has reviewed through some more images of firearms and body armor from the seized phones, including one of those of Anthony Olienick's. His defense lawyer, Marilyn Burns, made the argument that those images of firearms and body armor that were not admissible to the court, since they were all stored in his cell phone's cache, that doesn't necessarily mean that he interacted with them or even visually saw them. It could have been through a large friends group chat or through Instagram, anywhere on the internet or social media where he would not have been able to see them. We've then seen the court review a conversation between Jeremy and Mark Morin on the day February 14th, when RCMP officers began moving into the court's border blockade to break it up and make arrests. This conversation was made after Anthony Olienick was arrested, before Jerry Moore and Chris Carbert was arrested. In these conversations of Jerry and Mark, they were arguing of the state of the protest and of the RCMP's next actions. Mark made the point that the RCMP will probably be waiting until the protesters were to theoretically fire the first shot and would just be waiting around for nothing, so they would just go back home. Since we understand that Anthony Olienick and the other accused have made comments about preparing for a war against the RCMP, because the Morns did not know about the arrests of the two men while they were still planning for their next steps and did not hold any violent intentions, even if they did go back to the Coutts border blockade, the defense lawyers say that this negates the charge of conspiring to murder police officers on Olienick and Carbert, since the two men stayed in touch with the Morns in planning during their time there. Now, late last week, the judge apparently had to dismiss a juror because in multiple instances she was dozing off when evidence was being presented to the court. So now the number of the jury is now down to 13, with the verdict expected on July 19th, a week and a half from today. And as we can maybe see here, some light in the tunnel in this trial as we near possibly the end in a week and a half's time, as we expect the verdict on July 19th. We'll give you the updates as they come here on Bridge City News.